back with another episode of To the Moon, and this one is a special one. It's the second time that we've actually had Evalena on To the Moon because so much has happened with her and her business. She has evolved and grown, and we want to know all about it. But first, any of you guys that are interested in following her on social media, make sure that you go into the description below because you will find the links to her social media there. Give her a follow. And also, if you feel compelled to become a part of this incredible community that we have here at Astroflipping, you will find Evalena's link, her affiliate link to join the community in the description as well. And if you have not already, like and subscribe to this channel because we're cool. Evalena, how are you?
I'm cool. That's what I
You're
mean.
super cool, man. You were friends. If for those of you guys that aren't aware, Evalena's been with us in the Astro community for quite some time. I know Evalena. She's been in
Yeah.
my home before. I've watched her grow. I've watched her entire business evolve. When I first met her, she was traveling the country in an RV with a 150-pound pig, as well as an actual pig, right? I didn't. I'm kidding. No, she had an actual pig in her RV. So tell us about that life and how was traveling the country with livestock and wholesaling at the same time. How did that work?
It was a lot. It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, I
One,
imagine.
when RVing full time is a lot of work, and then you got this little monster pig running around opening your fridge, and two dogs. It was a circus.
Amazing.
It was fun though,
So you're
lots
not
of
on the
fun.
road anymore now. You've actually found a home base.
So I actually bought a house in Orlando.
Congratulations. How does it
Thank
feel?
you. Awesome. First home, first time buying a house, bought a house. And it's nice to have something of your own.
I agree. I
Hmm.
I have this little man in my head that says he wants to live in an RV somewhere and like do van life. Um, I don't know. I don't know that I could do the things like I'm scared of ladders and things like that. So I'm not sure that the reality would play out as well as it does in my fantasies. But how did it work? Like just on the road, did you have to find Wi-Fi or like did you when the parks that you got to like how did you work? Because you were doing business on in the world out there. You were nomad, but you were crushing deals. So how did that all play out for you?
Yeah, I was nomad in it, right? So I was out there. I think we switched locations like every 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I had internet through the little hot box from each, I had every single phone provider available so that I always had
You had multiple
connection.
hotspots. You had like Verizon,
Hmm.
AT&T, T-Mobile, all of them.
Yeah,
So that
we just taped them all to the wall.
wow,
Three
multiple
different ones
nets, multi
all the
nets.
time.
So
You,
that
you
that's
always have to
that's
have
cool.
internet.
But that gave you access, right? It gave you a connectivity to everybody that you needed to do business. So, what was your primary source of leads? Because for those of you that are tuning in, it's no secret at Astro Flipping we're relationship based, right? I'm not one of these guys that says,
Hmm.
"Hey, go knock on doors, go buy expensive lists and skip trace them for thousands of dollars and cold call or spend tens of thousands on direct mail." That's not our jam. Our jam is building relationships and building this business the right way, brick by brick, but in ways that will pay you because they're relationship based. So, what was your primary source of lead gen?
So when I first started with Astro, you guys weren't like super heavy on the MLS thing yet. You guys were kind of just like mentioning it here and there. You would mention Monique and all of our Zooms and things like that. And I am very familiar with real estate agents because most of my cousins are real estate agents in California. So one time you had mentioned Monique, and I thought, well, wait a minute. And this was probably 3 weeks into the course for me.
Hmm.
And I said, okay, wait, who's Monique? Tell me
Yep.
more. You're working with an agent, and you started to elaborate on one of the Zooms. I'm sure if we went way back 2 years ago, we'd see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute. So then I started to talk to my cousins, and then I was picking your brain and picking their brain, and I decided I'm going all on market because agent conversations are very business to business instead of business to consumer, which I am much better at.
Right.
I
It's a
would
level of
much rather have it.
professionalism.
Yes.
And they're, for the most part, real estate agents are a lot more in tune with what's happening in the market than your average homeowner because it's their primary
Yes.
business, right? A homeowner is just hearing rumors. They're just looking at websites. They're watching headlines. They don't know the inner workings of what's going on. And let's just be honest, most people think their house is the most beautiful home ever. And I'm not discounting that. It's probably beautiful to them, but if you haven't updated it in 20 years, the person off the street is going to come in and say, I'm not down with the pink shag carpet. I'm going to need to do everything in here. And so, as much as your business to consumer lead gen can generate opportunities, it's going to also generate a lot of heartburn and headaches and a lot of people thinking that you're not giving them what their homes are worth. Meanwhile, when you go on market or you go directly to the agents, they understand. They know, oh, hey, this house has a lot of travertine in it. It's got espresso cabinets, and people will know it's like a 2010, 2009 remodel,
Hmm.
and it's going to need to be completely refreshed if you want to get a retail price for it today. Agents know because they do it over and over again, and they understand the temperament or the temperature of the buyers at the moment, right? And so I love the fact that you focus on a business to business approach. So tell us about your first deal and what that's translated to now.
So my first deal ever was before I ever found you, and it was driving for dollars, and I was
Mhm.
miserable because I don't like that business to consumer relationship. You call them, they're like, "Why are you calling me? How'd you find my number?"
Right.
And I'm just like, "I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, bye." So that didn't work for me. So I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna work out. I don't like it." Then I started to find you. You showed me all these other different ways, and that was September of 2020. October of 2020, I did my first couple of MLS deals, and
Mhm.
the very first one I got, I sold to a KeyGlee franchise.
Yeah.
So, so that was like my first official on market deal, and at that point, I was like, well, that was way easier because one, I just talked to an agent, got it
Right.
under contract. That was an easy conversation, and then I just handed it off to a KeyGlee franchise, and they
And it was
sold it.
done. How much money did you
Yeah, and
make
I
on
was
that
just like,
deal?
wow. I think we split. I think I made 7,500 on that deal, all just for
Awesome.
me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, that's fantastic, making taking 7,500 net home on a deal. I'll do that all day, right? And I just
Yeah.
want to do that 10 times a month, and make a life out of that. So, you continue in doubling down now. You've got proof of concept. You're feeling this. You guys are out in the world. There's, pig shit in the RV. I'm kidding. I know there wasn't, but there's like there's
No,
there's all this
she's
going
potty
on.
trained.
Okay, I know. I'm sorry. I know you're I what was the pig's name? What's the pig's name?
Winnie.
Winnie,
Winnie.
Winnie, Winnie, you're a good girl, and I know that you don't make a mess in the house. But you've got like you're moving and shaking now. It's like, okay, this works, right? So how does it evolve? How does it grow? How does it because it's exploded. You're doing pretty well now. And so like let's talk about that progression.
Yeah. So, you get proof of concept, you're going, you're like, okay, this is how this works. At that point, I was like, I'm not even focused on buyers. I'm just going to build relationships with agents because I could just keep giving things to keep like, so I'm just going to keep doing that. So that's what I did. And I really nailed down talking with agents, understanding their terminology, how that works. I went from like, one, two, three deals a month to four, five, six deals a month. And we just kept going with it. And then I started to venture off into finding my own buyers.
Hmm.
Now we do, in the last 2 years, if you did everything in the last 2 years and divided it up, we're about five deals per month at about $14,000 per deal.
Come on. Wow. The internet's
Yes.
clapping for you, Evalena. That is so incredible and inspiring. Because see, guys, this is the beautiful thing, right? Yes, a KeyGlee franchise can be there to support you and help you out in the beginning and bring a buyer and give you proof of concept and help you just build your momentum and get things going. But I love what Evelina did, right? She said, I want to keep more of the money, or I want to keep all the money. I thank you guys for the leg up, and thank you guys for the platform and the opportunity to get my positioning. But now that I've got my positioning my war chest is full, I'm gonna go for the gusto, and I want to start building buyer relationships and start, commanding 100% of my deal, which I wholeheartedly want you to do. And so you get this opportunity to do that, and now you're doing 5 deals a month at $14,000. What is that? What does that equal? I don't have my maths on me right
Five,
now.
5 deals a month, about 14. I couldn't tell you exactly, but I know that I average each month, I'm probably around $50,000, $60,000 a month is what I would
Gosh,
say.
look at that, man. I mean,
You know,
what did you go to school? Did you go to college?
I'm a college dropout.
Yeah, I love that.
I was
College
terrible at
sucks.
school.
College is
Yeah.
college is stupid. I'm gonna just get louder and louder and louder about my dislike for
Yeah,
all of it.
I'm with
Yesterday, I
you.
just saw that the federal government they're gonna forgive $10,000 of college debt. Thank you. But at the
That's
same
not enough.
time, what are we being saddled with all this debt to go get a degree in sociology?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in all of the flu that you're trying to cram down our throats to trick us into thinking that we're going to take a 4-year degree program in political science and then come out and actually find gainful employment with that. That to me is the American scam. All right. And so all of you folks that are out there watching and saying, oh, there's a guru yipping and yapping. She's making $50,000, $60,000 a month. Meanwhile, you're happy to go give some university $100,000 so they can teach you how to suck. Excuse
Oh
me,
man,
but
I
that's
mean,
what
it's
it
the
is.
hard truth. It's
It
the
is.
hard truth. You really only go to college if you're just going to be a doctor,
That's it.
doctor,
Professional
lawyer.
designation.
Otherwise, just yeah. Otherwise, it's point. Just don't go. You can learn
Doctor,
something somewhere else.
lawyer, accountant, you know, I don't know.
One of the big ones.
One of the big ones, yeah. So cool. So you've got this incredible business going right now, and things are growing. Are you building a team, or are you staying pretty lean? Are you doing this
That's
small,
where
like
we are
what does it
now.
look like? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been me solo for a long time. November, I added one person on. 2 months ago, or no, about 45 days ago, 60 days ago, I added a second person on.
Wow.
We now have an entire layout of how we're going to do it. We're hard launching in all our markets. So we're in Vegas, we're in Orlando, we are in Tampa, we are in Miami, and we kind of were soft in all of those markets. We've now decided to hard launch. We will have a dedicated team who will run everything. I'll just sign contracts. Right?
You are
So
scaling out of the day to day.
we're
That's
scaling
like,
every 45 days.
oh my God. It's like,
I know.
it
We're hitting
feels
it
so
going.
good.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
So
I'm
what's the
stoked.
plans, because you can also do, uh, power of attorney, because that's what I've done with people that are in my team now that are absolutely crushing it, and I trust them implicitly, and so they can sign on my behalf now, right? And or they're
Mm,
yeah they're well they're actually on the LLC. They're just they're not on the bank, right? And so they can't take the money, but they can definitely sign the deals. And so I'm really out of the day to day. I still comp houses, I still do deals, I still get a lot of incoming traffic from agent relationships that I've built. Monique Walker, of course, one of them, and many others.
mhm.
And so I'm still involved in deals, but I'm not involved in the day to day, right? In that part, and I love that, because it gives me a chance to now, shoot a television show and to teach people how to do what we do in Astroflipping, and to help with the franchise growth as well. And so it freed me so that I could, create more opportunity for our company and for my life. And so, what is that going to look like for you? What are you trying to when with all this spare time? What are you going to do?
Yeah, that's the goal for me too. Is I would prefer to hire someone on and take power of attorney and do that. And honestly, I grew up like super poor, super like hard life as a kid. So I just want to have like just let's just like do nothing. Let's just go to Paris and stare at the Eiffel Tower for no reason
You're
and,
just
and
ready. You're
eat a
just ready to
baguette.
have a holiday.
I'm just ready to be on holiday for a while, and I'm sure I'll get tired of that because I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So at some point, I'm like, all right, what's next?
I think that's cool. I haven't. I get that. I get anxiety thinking about like quitting or ending, because like as
Yeah.
soon as I got time back. It's funny that you said Paris, because when I got when I finally handed over power, when I finally handed over control to other people in the company, because I had to, because we were growing and I needed to, delegate responsibility. I was trying to go to Paris. I was trying to take my family to Paris for a
Mm.
month. I wanted, well, Paris and parts of Europe for a month. And I was so terrified to do it because it's a different time zone and I wasn't going to be able to respond to people. And I was like, what if they drop the ball? And what if all this happens? And oh my God, this is, terrifying. And it was in 2018 when this took place, and the greatest thing that ever happened to me, because again, like I said, it freed me, and I finally saw my team was so up to speed and everybody did a fantastic job, and they really did way better than I thought they were going to do. In fact, they do better than I do. My team is so good that they're better than me, and that's the kind of team you want to build. And so I think that for you, you're gonna do it for a month, and then you're gonna say, "Okay, I'm gonna have another project." But I'm
Mhm.
proud of you, man. I can't wait to watch
Mm.
your Instagram and see you in Paris, just you know, sipping
Right?
on an espresso and really soaking in what you've built.
I'm gonna do all those bougie Instagram girl things. Like I'm gonna be like in Bali with like the floating platter
Hmm.
of food.
That's
I
that's
was telling
wonderful.
Em that we would be dangerous together if we hung out because I'd be like, "Hey, let's go get food," and you'd be like, "Down."
Yes, yeah. Except that she doesn't eat good food. Emily she's an incredible person, and she's just not somebody you want to eat with.
What does she eat? We're
Vegetables.
eating just no, we want
Just
some fried chicken.
that's what's up. You know what I mean? So she doesn't she leaves that part out of the equation when she tells people, "Hey, I'm a foodie." It's like, "No, you're not. You're a veggie."
You're a veggie. Em's a veggie. That's all
No,
right. I'm
no
gonna.
disrespect to any of you vegan vegetarians out there watching this. I love animals and I appreciate what you guys
Okay, there's
do.
some good vegan vegetarian food. I've had it. It's
It's
delicious.
delicious. There's delicious
But I
stuff.
love fried chicken.
Me
I'm a fried
too. It's
chicken
my
lover.
it's my favorite food. I just mini
Yeah,
fried chicken. They call them wings. That's still my favorite.
they call them wings.
Mini
I'm with
fried
you on that.
chickens.
Those are
Yeah.
good. Those are
Yeah.
good.
So you're gonna take some time off, and once you've built this and all of that is great. But I'm sure there's people right now watching this and saying this, because your name is Baddipreneur. Where did that even come from? How did is it just because you're a good looking person, you're a baddie? What is it like? What was
It
the impetus of
is.
that?
I don't know where I came up with it. I've had this Baddipreneur has been my personal brand since it's got to be like a decade now.
Wow.
I
Okay.
made it up
Cool.
like a decade ago. I made up
A
the
Baddipreneur.
logo.
So is that the
Mhm.
brand that you're gonna be putting out into the world? So when
Yeah,
people want to,
it's yeah. That's
guys,
what I've always
Baddipreneur is
devoted
where it's
me.
at. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's great. And people can find you on social media at Baddipreneur on Instagram. And again,
Hmm.
the markets that you're working in right now, because I'm sure people are going to want to JV with you and bring opportunities because you're good at comping, you're good at bringing buyers, you're good at showing people the ropes. Like these are the instruments, this is the technical ways to get this deal done, which she's absolutely mastered, guys. So you want to reach out to her. And those markets were Vegas, Florida, and in Florida
It's
you were in
so
Tampa, Miami, Orlando. What else?
yep. That's it right now.
That's
That's
it.
it for now. Those four
Awesome.
and but and come back to me in about 3 4 months and I'm sure I'll have three more for you because we're hard launching every 45 days in a
Wow,
new market with a
you're
whole team.
scaling. Like you're
I'm
you're you're building
scaling,
a
scaling.
KeyGlee.
Yeah, I'm
You're
trying
building the
to.
Baddipreneur KeyGlee.
Yeah, let's do it. That's
I
what I'm
think
trying
that's
to do.
so good. I think that's so good, and you deserve it, Evalena. I'm extremely proud to have been a piece of your
Yes,
story.
it
And
is because of you, man. I mean, you guys, we all think like, oh, it's a guru and blah blah blah, and then they have this course. You got to watch the course, and because there's so many people out there teaching, right? But as the one Zoom call with Jamil and the whole posse of Astro community is worth everything. It's worth like $100,000, honestly, guys. You learn so much in that little meeting. Like those were everything for me.
I remember
Everything.
you showing up, like, because
Hmm.
now that you've grown and like scaled a lot, we don't see you as often. But guys, I
Yeah.
like no joke. I would watch. I'd look in the little screen in the Zoom, and I would look for the campfire because that they would always be outside, right? So I
Yeah.
would look for the campfire. I'd look for the pig, and I'd see, oh, there's Evalena. She's sitting around the campfire right now with Winnie, and she's listening and watching on the TV on the side of the RV. Like these are images scorched into my mind because I was watching her so dedicated to the process, so dedicated to the education, and she's taken it all and she's metabolized it into this incredible life. Evalena, if
Yeah.
there was a
It's been
piece of
awesome.
advice, inspiration, or something that you could give to somebody that's sitting out there hopeless, feeling alone, maybe going through a breakup, maybe just feeling like life is kicking them in the ass, what would you tell them?
Take it one day at a time. It happens to all of us, but you're only going to make it if you keep pushing forward. And I know sometimes it feels hard or overwhelming. Just take it one day at a time and be nice to yourself. Be kind to yourself. You'll get it and you'll get there in your time. Don't compare yourself to someone else. Whatever they got going on, great, but whatever's going on for you is going on for you, and you take it one day at a time and you get there when you get there.
Wise words. I'm so just thrilled. Thank you so much, Evalena, for being a part of this. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for showing us all that you can do this and being the strong female entrepreneur that is beating the heck out of all these dudes out there who think that they can build a scaled business and make it happen. You guys can't get it done the way Baddipreneur can. You don't stand a chance against the Baddipreneur. I'm telling you, you don't, because she's got heart, she's got good intentions, and she's got buyers, baby. So reach out to her, do some deals. You know it. You know you want a JV with Evalena. Is there a phone number, an email, or any other way they can contact you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. You can also text me at 702-849-4983. And then you can email me at eva@herohousebuying.com.
Eva is spelled EVA
Mm-hmm.
at herohousebuying.com. Been an incredible episode, guys. It's fun on the moon. We want to see you here. Get in the spaceship. Until the next one. Peace. Thanks for watching another one of my YouTube videos. Now it's your turn to go out and take some action. But before you do, like and subscribe to my channel because the law of reciprocity means you owe me.